What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And last night, the champions of Europe got their Champions League title defence underway against Russian side Zenit St. Petersburg. And we delivered a 1-0 win. It wasn't a vintage performance at all. Very few chances in the game, but we got the job done, which is the main thing. And another goal for that man, Romelu Lukaku. That's now 4 in 4 for him in a Chelsea shirt this season. But before we get into the game, it was great to see before kickoff, Mendy, Tuchel, Jorginho and Kante being presented with their awards for last season's fantastic win in the competition, and the noise from the crowd was outstanding as each player went up to collect his individual award. So that was a great start to the evening. In terms of the lineup, no complaints really at all now. I trust whatever Thomas Tuchel does. His record is absolutely outstanding since he's taken over the club. I thought Ben Chilwell might play for me off in this game, but Marcos Alonso has been in great form this season, so it'd be very harsh to see him dropped from the lineup. Obviously, Chilwell did come on and get some minutes towards the end of the game, which was great to see. It's been a difficult start to the season from a difficult summer with England and not being used at all in the Euros. And it was nice to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek get some minutes. I can't help but feel that was a little bit of a token gesture from Thomas Tuchel just to get him on the pitch. But, you know, we move forward. In terms of the game itself, first half, I thought we were quite poor, really. A lot of misplaced passes, particularly in the final third. Mason Mount has been outstanding for Chelsea, and he will continue to do so. But a lot of misplaced passes from him as well. And not, as I said, not many chances in that first half at all. Fairly uneventful. And it's tough to break these sides down. You know, now that we're the champions of Europe, it never gets boring saying that. Teams are going to want to beat us even more. It's like an extra scout for them. Zenit came, they defended 5 at the back. They were compact, they were solid. And we did struggle with that. I thought Kovacic had an outstanding game in the midfield, tireless in there, putting a lot of hard yards in. But yeah, we didn't offer much going forward, unfortunately. And, you know, we get to the second half, no changes until I think just over the hour mark. Tuchel brings Kai Havertz on in place of Hakim Ziyech, try and, you know, get a bit of impetus. But no, this is exactly why we spent £100 million on Romelu Lukaku, because he might only get one chance in a game, but at the top level, one chance is all it takes. And Lukaku with a great header. And that is the difference between us this season and last season. Last season, that game pretty would have faded out into a 0-0. This season, we've now got a world-class striker at the top end of the pitch who only needs one chance, and it's a great goal. It's a lovely ball into the box by Azpilicueta. Lukaku with a great header, and it's so good that we now have that final piece of the jigsaw, and we really are forced to be reckoned with. Look, the performance wasn't vintage at all, but to kick off the group stage, all we need to do is get a win, and those performances will come as the season goes on. But we are going to be faced with more of these games, particularly in Europe, you know, against, you know, I'm sure Malmo will try and do the same thing, perhaps not Juventus, but you know, we're going to have to break teams down. We might only get 1 or 2 chances, but that's exactly, as I said, why we brought in Lukaku, because he only needs one chance and he buries it. He's lethal. So, I mean, that was great to see. But, I mean, apart from that, very little else happened. I mean, I have to say, we were quite lucky to not concede. Daizuba, I think his name is, had a great chance. If he just had a little bit more contact on it, then we would have been 1 goal down. But ultimately, that faded into insignificance, and we kept yet another clean sheet. And I don't think it seems to matter who plays in that back three, whether it's Rudiger, Silva, Christensen, whether it's Chalobah, whether it's Azpilicueta, whether Reece James drops in there. Every single person knows their job, and it doesn't really seem to matter what the makeup is. We seem to be unbeatable at the back at this present moment in time. And, you know, since Thomas Tuchel came in January, we've kept 23 clean sheets now. That's the most in Europe's top 5 leagues since his arrival. I just want to, you know, praise Edouard Mendy since he's come in, because, I mean, myself included, I was a little bit sceptical about his arrival, not really heard very much about him at all. You know, kind of plucked him from Rennes, not very expensive transfer fee, but he has been absolutely outstanding since he's come in. You know, 60 games he's played for Chelsea, that's 36 clean sheets and only 34 goals conceded. I think we really have, on this evidence so far, perhaps found another long-term number 1, and it's credit to Petr Cech, you know, for discovering him, and hopefully that form continues. But You know, a great start to this season, Champions League season. It's been a great start to this season. You know, we've only conceded 1 goal, and that was a penalty against Liverpool. We look so solid at the back. We're still the best team defensively in Europe. And I now think we've got the attack to go there. We've got one of the best strikers in the world. And anyone that tries to say that Romelu Lukaku is not world class doesn't know their football, because he absolutely is. He is lethal, as I said. And with him in the side, anything is possible. But yeah, I mean, the game itself, not a lot to talk about, but a professional performance. And we move on to the big London derby on Sunday away at Tottenham, where we really need to get another win and continue our momentum. But as always, guys, make sure you smash a like on the video. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and up the Chelsea.